Middle Eastern Judaism and Islam, Music, Culture and People. Episode 1, Arabic Music in Middle Eastern Jewish Worship. In this episode, Dr Merav Rosenfeld Hadad, a musicologist, research fellow, and co-principal investigator for the Living in Harmony project at the Wolf Institute, will talk about the importance of Arabic music in Middle Eastern Jewish worship and religious life. All the musical examples in this podcast are performed by the renowned Jewish cantor and musician Moshe Habusha.
بعلمدي برايك رعوته ويمليخ ملخوته ويعتمح بركانه ويقرب مشيحه بحي خون وبيوم خون وبحي دخول بيت إسرائيل بعجلة وبزمان قريب.
That was Kaddish, an Aramaic prayer praising God, recited at the conclusion of each principal section of every service. However, music in Jewish worship was not always a simple thing. The two earliest sources that prohibit any musical enjoyment and expression in Judaism are the Mishnah in Tractate Sotah 48a and the Talmud Yerushalmi in Tractate Gittin 7a. The Mishnah, which was compiled in the 3rd century but gathered much earlier rabbinic rulings, focuses on vocal music, referring to its potential power to cause immoral behavior, particularly when performed over wine. And the Talmud Yerushalmi, which was compiled after the destruction of the Second Temple, that is, between the 3rd and the 5th centuries, prohibits both vocal and instrumental music because of this event and its aftermath, as an act of both remembrance of and mourning for the lost temple. Ever since these decrees, halachic discourse among Middle Eastern and Ashkenazi rabbinic authorities on whether or not to allow the use of music in Jewish worship has revolved around these two sources. Most rabbis allow music, some with a more lenient approach than others, providing a set of particular instructions of intentional and behavioral conditions is kept. In this podcast, I will focus on the rulings of leading rabbis in Middle Eastern Judaism. And when I say Middle Eastern Judaism, I mean mainly Jews originating in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Egypt. And in this context, I also include Turkey and to some degree, North Africa. Through the set of rulings decreed by these rabbis and the musical examples that I will present here, I wish to demonstrate the extent to which Arabic music is embedded in Middle Eastern Jewish worship. And now, a very beautiful example, Kila Shem HaMelucha, for kinship is the Lord's, from Tfilat Shacharit, the morning prayer.
ועלו מושעים בארציון לשפוט את הרעיסיו והיית לאדוני המלוכה והיה אדוני למלך הכל הארץ ואמרו יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
It is important to emphasize the fact that the music, which for centuries on end was and still is performed and composed by Arab Jews in both religious and non-religious realms, is entirely Arabic, namely music that is based on the Arabic musical scale called maqam. It is not surprising, therefore, that Arab Jewish leading rabbis, both while still in Arab Muslim countries and later on when Jews moved to other countries, supported and encouraged the use of Arabic music in Jewish worship and life, and never viewed this music as posing any threat to the Jewish identity of their communities. These rabbis understood the extent to which Arabic music is embedded in Judeo-Arabic life and recognized that it has the power to enhance the joy and love of worshiping God. Therefore, each of these rabbis, in his own time and circumstances, tried to remove any obstacle which would prevent the use of this music, providing an atmosphere of reverence is kept. Another very moving example is the prayer most blessed among all things, the last part of the hymn Yedei Rashim, the hands of the poor, written by the 11th century poet Rabbi Yehuda Halevi in Muslim Spain, from Tfilat Shacharit LeRosh Hashanah, the morning prayer for the Jewish New Year.
המבורך בכל מערך בין במטע בין במעלה אש ומים בשמיים בהארץ אשר תעלה יעידון על אשר פעל כי מרם ומה נפלא ועבדיו וצאן ידיו לדינו עומדים סלע ביום פוקדו בנחלתו תכפוס פי עוולה ובו יצדקו ויתהללו כל זרע ישראל להקדיש את קדוש יעקב ואת אלוהי
I will present now two examples which demonstrate the rabbi's love of and adoration for Arabic music. In the 16th century, the prolific and influential poet and Kabbalist Rabbi Menachem Dilunzano, who lived in both Constantinople and Jerusalem, asserts in his work Shtei Yadot, two hands, that because singing praises to God must be perfect, he had written most of his songs with Arab melodies, particularly for this reason, as the Arabs are the best singers and their voices are strong and pleasant. In the 20th century, one of the most influential rabbinic leaders in modern Jewish history, Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, who was born in Baghdad and lived most of his life in Jerusalem, endorses the use of Arabic music in many ways. Both in his halachic rulings and in his talks, Rabbi Yosef quotes a long list of great rabbis and leading halachic authorities from Halab, namely Aleppo, who had written religious songs to Arabic melodies, which are still very popular among all Arab Jewish communities, both in and outside Israel. Rabbi Yosef also praises the cantors who, with their pleasant voice, adapt Arabic melodies to the liturgical text so well that the heart of the worshippers follows them reverently and wholeheartedly. He warmly advises the worshipper to choose his own favorite Arabic melody for prayer. In this way, his heart will follow his mouth and will be filled with love for God and joy of worshiping him, as love and joy produce the highest level of worship. These are the sources, says Rabbi Yosef in his halachic work, on which the great rabbis of Adot HaMizrach, namely Jews originating in Arab Muslim countries, throughout the long centuries in Arab lands relied on when they wrote holy songs using melodies of Arabic songs to sing and praise God at all types of celebrations, including the Sabbath and festivals. Rabbi Yosef strongly supports this tradition since Al Aravim betocha talinu kinorotenu. On the poplars we hang up our lyres, quoted from Psalms 137:2, playing on the words Aravim, poplars, which in Hebrew also means Arabs, and talinu, we hang up, which also means depended on, suggesting that our music, namely the music of the Arab Jews, relies entirely on the music of the Arabs. And indeed, a fundamental component in the Judeo-Arabic liturgical and paraliturgical tradition is Arabic music. Furthermore, Arabic music does not function as a sheer musical device which constructs the melodies of the Jewish devotional practice. Arabic music also constitutes a major component in the lives and identities of Jews originating in Arab Muslim countries. And on that note, I will leave you with the hymn Nishmat Kol Chai, Every Living Soul, from Tfilat Shacharit LeShabbatot VeChagim, the morning prayer for the Sabbath and festivals.
נשמת כל חי תברך את שמך ורוח כל בשר